This guy won the contest for this week for the idiot, okay, of the week honor roll. So he won, guys. You should congratulate him. Anyone can come up with an explanation. Okay, anyone. Okay. What's your proposed mechanism for gravity? Anyone. Okay. I mean, do you have a? Are you just saying this because the air is free and saying anyone can do that? Okay. So anyone, please show us. What is your mechanism for gravity? Okay, so if you say anyone can come up with it, okay, do it, anyone. Sounds like, who was it, Odysseus, when he landed in the land of the Cyclops, and he enters this cave, and the Cyclops wants to kill him, and he removes his eye, he's, so the Cyclops cannot see. And so the Cyclops is shouting, he says, what is your name? Who are you? And he says something like this, well, I'm anyone. He said, I'm no one. That's what he said. And so when other Cyclops came to the cave and heard him shouting in there, said, what's wrong with you? Says, oh, they took my eye, they blinded me, and who did it? No one. No one did it. Oh, and they said, oh, okay. And they just left. And that's the same guy, anyone. He came from the land of the Cyclops. Okay. Every explanation is based on assumptions, such as how imaginary ropes might actually behave. Well, yes and no. See, the word how is tricky there. You could be referring to a description, a statement of the facts, or you could be referring as a how to a theory, to an explanation. So you got to clarify what you mean by how. That's where the trick is, okay? And then he says, experiments are necessary to find out if the explanation that makes sense in your head has any relationship to reality. Okay, so what experiment did this poor suffering individual what experiment does he propose to identify the invisible, intangible, here we have it again one more time, invisible, intangible things that are causing gravity? What's he going to use? What experiment are we going to do? What does he propose? And I get tired of asking these people, and they just say, oh, you need to run an experiment. Okay, tell me what experiment I need to run to detect, to find out what's here or here, because something came in contact with the skin of the pen, aside from my fingers now, right? When I let go of this, hey, it goes down. So I'm holding it up, but you say, well, it's held up because your fingers are touching the pencil. They're holding it up against its will. Okay, great, you're right. But as soon as I let go, something else is pulling it down or pushing it down up from above. No problem. I have no problem with that. As long as you have a mechanism, show us your mechanism, then we can criticize it. So what does he propose to detect? These invisible entities are coming in contact with the skin of the pen. What experiment does he propose to come in contact, or what object, what things come in contact with the skin of the Earth that prevent it from flying out of the solar system? I mean, general relativity says it's warp time. So that's kind of weird, warp time. But yeah, you can imagine the mechanism, a roulette mechanism. The Earth cannot leave the solar system because there's this curved wall of time. But it's the curved wall of time which doesn't pass the test. The suppositions, known as the hypothesis, okay, that's the one that doesn't pass. Okay, and this fellow continues. I think it's the same fellow. I don't know. It says, how does an electromagnetic rope differ from an ordinary nylon rope? I ask you to explain why the ropes contract and you pull out Newton's equation. I thought math had nothing to do with physics. Poor fellow, poor fellow. Anyways, no, the ropes don't contract. Okay? It's made of the thread, the universal thread, single thread as we call it. It's made of a single piece. It's flexible, okay? And it makes up the ropes and the atoms that are interconnected by the ropes. So there's a single thread making up all matter in the universe. But the issue here is, he says, I thought math had nothing to do with physics. He doesn't understand the definition between an explanation and a description. So all you can do, fellow, is go out there and look for several videos that I have on explanation and description, and you'll find your answer.